Marc Raimondi for ESPN, joined today by the champ, Cris Cyborg. Sorry, Grand Slam champion, Cris Cyborg. 4 championships, of course, in 4 major organizations. The only one to ever do that, Cris Cyborg. Of course, you have a boxing fight coming up on Friday. I want to ask you a little bit about that. Quite a bit to ask you, but how are things? It's been a little bit since we've spoken. What's going on in the world of Cris Cyborg?
Yeah, I'm really excited though for my next fight, boxing fight. I've been training hard, like you said. Uh, I'm excited to back to MMA too. But a lot of things going on. I was thinking it's gonna be Kayla, but then there's a lot of things going on, around.
Yeah, I want to ask you about that, but I want to ask you first about boxing. Last time we spoke was before your last Bellator fight against Kat Zingano. You won that. Now you got back into the training camp for boxing. You faced Kelsey Wickstrum on Friday, Pachanga in Temecula, California. I don't know much about Kelsey Wickstrum, I'll be honest. Tell me a little bit about her and how big of a challenge is this in boxing coming up?
She's undefeated, and she's number 3 boxing, number 3 in the USA. At the reality, I was gonna take vacation after Kat Zingano fight, and then I got invited. Oh, Cris, I'd like to see if you would like to do a boxing fight. So my team said, Cris, is nice. You keep active, training And I went to Seattle. I stayed there training for Team Benavides, and it was a great camp. My last box fight, I didn't have a camp. Like I accepted the fight in 1 week notice, but this time I really have a real camp. I love to do the short camps because for boxing, because I learn a lot of things. No, for MMA, For me, my expectative, I want to do a great fight Friday, show a little bit what I learned in the boxing, and yes, I'm excited. It's gonna be 154 pounds, so the week is a little bit nicer, smooth, and really cool.
When I saw you at your gym a few months ago before the Zingano fight, one of the things I talked about, and I talked about with your boyfriend Ray, of course, too, was maybe you fighting in Rizin in Japan on New Year's Eve. That didn't come to fruition. I'd still like to see that. I still feel like there's a Cyborg fight in Rizin at Saitama at some point before you finish this career out, right?
This is one of my dreams, because when I started shooter box, have all the people fight in Japan. And this is one of my dream fight in Japan. This is Canelo.
Canelo.
So, and then this is one of my dream fight in Japan. So don't happen. No, I asked, but it didn't happen. But this is one of my dream.
Yeah, hopefully that can happen. Maybe next year, New Year's Eve. I mean,
yes.
Those are always such great shows at the end of the year at Saitama. So last time since we spoke, also I asked you then about PFL maybe acquiring Bellator. It did end up happening, and we don't know a whole lot. I know that they made the announcement, but there hasn't been any actual fights or events announced yet. So just general thoughts. Bellator is gone, I guess, but it'll remain in some respects. I'm not sure how much you know or anyone knows about how that's going to play out in the future, but how do you feel about this whole situation?
The reality is, the beginning, I hear a lot of things. I was fought for Kat Zingano fight, something like control. When I saw PFL announced the fight, announced about Bellator. Then I see one event, all the people, most champion in Bellator went to the event. I didn't have any contact with the PFL team. Nobody came talk to me. I think it was a little bit rough start between me and then. But it's normal, when you start relationship, it's like this way. So, but I think it's gonna be rough for them too. It's a lot of fighters. They have a lot to work on, and if we put a lot of people fighting, and let's see what's gonna happen. I'm excited too.
Have things gotten patched up since that initial rough start with PFL?
And they contact with us, then talk, and in the Christmas, then call us. Peter call us and say if we would like to fight Kayla Harrison. And after my boxing fight, then my team say yes. We'll be working on about this. We already think about this fight. I've been fighting Southpaw, and already focused maybe fight Kayla. We already 3 years building this fight. So we say yes, can be short notice and then we ready. So he say, okay, we're gonna send the contract but we never received the contract. And the reason because Kayla didn't accept.
Why? I mean, why do you think she didn't accept? And what are the? It seems like there's a lot of like moving parts here, right? Because I know that at one point they also had said that they wanted to do you against Larissa Pacheco first because you're both the reigning champions in your respective promotions. But of course, Cyborg versus Harrison is kind of the fight, right? If you think about PFL and Bellator, what's the fight everyone wants to see the most? It's Kayla Harrison versus Cris Cyborg. So
Yes.
what do you think is going on exactly?
The reality is like this. They call me. They ask me, Chris, you can fight Kayla Harrison, our next event. And then I say, yes, send me the contract. They say, I'm going to send the contract. My lawyer is going to contact you guys. That's it. If this side accepted the fight, why didn't I send the contract? I have one reason. So,
Have you gotten any clarity? Because you said that was around Christmas, like so it's been a few weeks. Have you gotten any clarity about what's going on now and what what your fight would be after the boxing match in PFL?
my Fox is Kayla Harrison next. She's calling me out her last fight. She say no need to wait. She say she's ready. And so funny, like when the opportunity comes, she's not ready. And I know it's gonna. I want to be her. Next year I think we'll build this fight for 2 years. And in the future, yeah, after we can fight Clarissa Pacheco for sure. Larissa, she's can do one fight the same event, whatever. We can promote this fight. But we've been promoting Kayla for 3 years. I think it's the fight everybody want to watch.
I think she might have some kind of like a contract situation that needs to be resolved before maybe this could happen. So maybe that is the holdup, possibly.
Yeah, maybe it is. I don't know what's happening on the other side. But I accepted the fight. She called me out, so I don't know really what's going on.
Okay, today is January 15th. Do you think within the year of 2024 we will finally see Cyborg versus Harrison?
Yes, I want to work. I want to work. If they don't have a offer in MMA fight for me, I'm gonna be in boxing. I really want to work with PFL. I don't want to one hard boss on top of me. Really, I really want to work together with the promoter, make it the best, biggest fight we can make it. And I want to do this. I love my job, but I can retire anytime. Really, I can retire. I love my job. I don't want to. I always love work with Scott Coker. Um, so I know I want the easy life, nice communication, ready for fight. I'm always in training. I never decline one fight in my career. I never say I have an injury. I never have an injury in my career. Thank God. I never injured in camp. So I'm ready. I've been training. I got this box fight for me can keep active. I don't go to Brazil, see my family 1 year, almost two. So for keep focus, for the end of my career. For me, keep training, and that's it.
Do you see after this boxing match on Friday, will it be a year of mostly MMA for you, or will you still kind of mix MMA and boxing?
My focus now is after this fight be boxing MMA fight against Kayla Harrison. This is the next one. This is our plan.
Have you you mentioned the R word, retirement. I know that could be kind of a dirty word, right, in MMA. But have you given any thought to when that might be? Like, do you have a thing in your head? I do this, and then that's it.
I wanted. I have like I did make the biggest fight in my career. And then maybe I can get one more title in my career. So I've been really working on, but I focus only now for my boxing fight, and I know MMA. It's a Kayla Harrison. We had to build it up for 3 years.
I want to ask you a little bit about Larissa Pacheco because she is someone that you could end up fighting, and I think a lot of fans would like to see that fight as well. Because a lot of people say, who does Larissa Pacheco remind you of? It's Cris Cyborg to an extent, right? That big power, that ferocity. What do you think of Pacheco? She's your countrywoman, of course, fellow Brazilian.
Every year she's getting better and better. She's have a great victory over Kayla Harrison. She's young, she's training, she's ready, champion. So, and the nice is one more, a new generation, one more representing Brazil. It's really cool. The legacy, the sport continue.
Do you see any comparison between the two of you guys, you and Pacheco?
Maybe because you like a strike, and the most fight her, she's a power punch too. I think this can be a little bit similar to this.
I saw recently there was some talk maybe between you and Clarissa Shields, and that was someone that I think you were very friendly with at one point, and you guys trained together. Has there some bad blood now, and could there be a fight between you guys?
The reality, I don't have anything against Clarissa. When I did some sparring for her when she came here to Orange County, and then the reality, I told her at that time, when you come to MMA, we did a little bit grappling. I show her armbar. I don't have any problem with Clarissa. So she just started calling me out in the Twitter, like, yeah, I can fight you. So I'm a beginner in my boxing. So I'm starting. She's the superstar in the boxing, but I'm a humble learning, and I don't have any problem fight with nobody. But let's do MMA too. We can make some deal now with semi promotion. So, but let's see what's gonna happen. But I don't have anything against her. I have much respect for the champion, but let's see.
I mean, it does feel like as maybe bittersweet as losing Bellator might be to an extent. It does seem like there are some interesting things ahead for you, at least. So, boxing Friday, Pachanga, Kelsey Wickstrum, and then after that, you're hoping to fight Kayla Harrison, correct? That's
Yes.
the ideal scenario. Do you know when?
I already accepted the fight. They don't need to call me, Chris. You accepted the fight. I already accepted the fight. We just send the contract and then see the date it's gonna be.
Would you have an idea of how soon you'd want to come back and do that fight?
Right away, right away. As soon as I finish the boxing, I'm gonna back continue my training. We already been training for her. We already been prepared for her. So we ready. Anytime they call me, we ready.
Okay, awesome. Again, Friday, Pachanga, Cris Cyborg versus Kelsey Wickstrum.
Yeah, you guys
Big
can watch
boxing match. Yeah, go ahead.
You guys can watch a live at spectationsports.com.
Okay, awesome. And then hopefully we get some dream fights. Cyborg Harrison, Cyborg Pacheco, and PFL in the near future. Chris, it's always great talking to you. Thank you so much, and good luck on Friday.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you guys. See you guys Friday.